Rev up your engines!
Country bloke says, why are people saying not to listen to your show? Because they're jealous of me, I guess. I don't know. I'm here not to help people in the world. There's a lot of other guys that are, giving car advice. They don't like me. A lot of reasons they don't like me is because, one, they don't have 51 years experience, and two, they're jealous that I got 600 million views, and they're trying to cut me down. I mean, I've noticed that some of them, they're always saying bad things. Oh, Scotty doesn't know this or that, because they're trying to bump their own stations. I don't care what other guys are saying. I mean, hey, there's good advice all over the place, and there's no reason to be saying this guy's good, this guy's bad. I've been doing this for 51 years. And if somebody can tell me a better idea how to fix something, I'll listen and try it. If it works, I'll pass it on. I'm open-minded. I have no vested interest, you know? I like Toyotas. If Sony makes a better car, I'll talk about that too. What do I care? I don't even own Toyota stock. I own old Toyotas when they made them great, so I'm out here to tell the truth. And if you tell the truth, you get a lot of people mad at you because there's a lot of people that don't tell the truth. And then if they listen to my advice and then their mechanic says, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, it could be because they're charging you too much money or telling you to buy a car that breaks down all the time so they can make money fixing it. So Mikio 87, Scotty, any opinions on the Lexus LS 400 first generation? Is it one of the most reliable machines ever? Yes, it is. Now, if anybody's been following me, they'll know that I'm not a fan of the later model V8 Lexuses because they tend to be very expensive to repair as they break down. But the first generation, what the Japanese did was they actually rented a place in California and they studied American rich people and decided they were going to build a car that American rich people wanted to buy. And the result was the first Lexus, the 400, which was a V8 engine. They didn't make the six-cylinder runs originally. They only made the V8 engines. And those were really well-built vehicles. They can last a really long time. If somebody has one that's been taken care of, it's a great car. Now, the later model V8s, they can have more problems. But the early ones, they really hit the nail on the head with those machines. Gina says, my 2012 Nissan Altima, 67,000 miles, has trouble starting if it sits for 3+ days. Batteries new, mechanic clean, the throttle, fuel filters lifetime. What could it be? Okay, here's the thing about modern cars. Always have some electrical drain to them. So, sitting for 3 days, if it's hard to start, it's normally there's some kind of an electrical drain. Pay a mechanic like me, we have fancy meters. I got a meter that costs $1,500. And it's got what's called a low voltage amp probe. And you clamp that and you see how much the drainage is. And if it's got more than like 45 milliamp drain, that means that you got something that's draining the battery and knocking it out, and you'll have to fix it. Nissans are electrical nightmares as they age these days. So you got some kind of a problem there. You have a mechanic check it out, knows what he's doing. Hopman83 says, does anyone know what would cause a vehicle to get half the gas mileage it's supposed to be? Fuel pump, fuel filter? Unless the fuel pump is leaking, no, it can't do that. And if the fuel filter's clogged, you'll actually get somewhat better gas mileage because you won't get enough fuel. It won't run that great, it won't accelerate, but it generally will get better gas mileage because it'll run lean with not enough fuel. If you're getting half the gas mileage you should, a very common thing is a bad MAF sensor, mass airflow sensor. If they get dirty or go bad, they tell the computer wrong data and the computer sprays too much fuel. The other thing is dirty or worn out fuel injectors. So what you want to do is if you're really getting half the gas mileage, pull out the spark plugs and look at them. And if one is black and say it's a 4-cylinder and 3 aren't, the black one's got a leak in fuel injector that's pouring too much gas in. Check that first. That's the most common thing that happens to them. BLB says, hey Scotty, my '08 Ford Focus with 210,000 miles is leaking oil into the spark plugs. Do you think I need to replace the gasket seal? Oh yeah, of course. Rubber either expands or contracts or cracks. Then oil starts leaking and getting in there. With 210,000 miles, sure, buy a good set. If you can get a silicone set, the silicone sets generally last forever. I do that with all my Toyotas. When the original go out that are made out of rubber, I replace them with a silicone set, and then generally I never have to touch them again. Yep, Kinwa says, it's summertime again. Please recommend a good window tint film for prevent heat and interior trim from deterioration. Best to park in a shade whenever possible, really. But realize with those window tints, check your local laws. Here in Houston, Boston, there's these gangbanger guys, and they got these dark windows they tint them, and yeah, they keep deterioration inside, but they're against the law. I mean, the police have to see inside at night to see if you got a gun, and if you got it too dark, you're actually breaking a law, and you're also putting your life at risk. If they are pulling you over and they see it's dark, they might be trigger happy then, so it's not a good idea to get them too dark. Check your local laws. Now, my personal advice, go to guys that do it professionally. I got customers that do that for a living. They do a good job. They know what they're doing. They know it for years, and they know the good ones to put on. Don't try to do it yourself. I tried once on a car. It was an absolute disaster, on top of it being a gigantic pain to put it on in the first place. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.